Do 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 do. Just thought I would have a little bit of elevator music as you came in. Oh, good. Little house, happy home. I'm glad that you came in. We've never met, so I have subscribed to you, but I haven't had a chance to go look, so I've left you up here. Hey there, Homestead Aquarius. Thanks for coming in. Great live. That was so much fun. But I am going to put up little house, happy home. Little house, happy home. I'm going to put the link up here and see if that works so that people can go and check you out. I hope that that's going to come up live so that it's a link. Yes, it is, so that we can check you out. But what I've been learning about YouTube is that if you go and subscribe, you need to go and watch at least one video, maybe two, and make sure comment, or they just delete your subscription. So hey there, Q. Thanks for coming in. So yeah, so we'll just kind of give you a little push, little house, happy home. So I do look forward to going and looking over your channel and that. So we'll probably have just a few little people coming in, and I will put up the link in a little bit and that. So let me just see. You've so Little House Happy Home. You've got 346 subscribers, and oh, and you're doing food. Yeah, yes, you've learned that as well. Well, and actually, they just even delete sometimes, your channel. I know that I went looking for Robert the other day, and it was like, I never unsubscribed from Homestead Aquarius. I've been a subscriber for, I don't know, since the beginning of the year, and I was no longer. So YouTube does some pretty icky things, I think, sometimes that, well, not them, but it's, just the computer algorithms or whatever. So you do sometimes have to go and check some of your other, some of your friends and fans and stuff, just to check, am I still subscribed to you? So anyway. You got kids running all over the house going nuts? Is that because I was so excited about that she won? She's a winner. Oh, hey, Nicole. Oh, thanks for stopping by to say hi. Nicole, darling, I'm not a night owl, okay? It's not late here. We're at 7:18, so we're in different time zones. But thanks for popping in, darling. Nicole Smith Gardening, she's got a great channel. She's just a fabulous videographer, and just, her commentary as she goes through her videos, they are just so good and keep you laughing. And she's just got this, my favorite thing is when she goes, when something, instead of swearing, she'll go, oh, that ding dang thing. That's always my favorite. I'm going to just grab your I am trying to use the Nightbot, and I don't know how to do it, but there is a way where people, hey there, Storms, Radios, and Cats, thanks for coming in. Oh, there's my Nightbot. You have to let it go. Stop spamming symbols. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I got to deal with the Nightbot. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is like, Nightbot, I need to have a chat with you. I'm new to using the Nightbot, so I will figure that out. So anyway, but there, yeah, I put up your link there, Nicole Smith. Yeah. I think what it is, I think it's when you use emoticons. I think if you use emoticons, they are considering it as spam. So I'm going to have to go in the dashboard and take one of those things out. But I've been on other people's chats, and it's really great because they'll just have a code, and it was like you write, these 3 letters and your name, and then it brings up your channel. So then people can actually, see your channel rather than having moderators go and look up the channel and bring it over. So, but anyway, so yeah, no, you weren't, you were, you weren't spamming, but sorry about that, Barry, but I will have that changed. So, and what? But I just, oh, you fired your Nightbot. Well, that is not encouraging to me because you understand all this crazy stuff. I don't. And it's like, if you're firing them because you don't like them, what hope is there for me? So, yeah, dang nabbit. Ugh. Anyway, I haven't done a live in a couple of weeks. It's been crazy busy. I'm, spending a lot of time on learning more about editing and my videos. And so I'm in the process of doing my submission for Sourdough September 2023. And it was shot over 3 days. And I ended up doing 2 recipes. I think some of you might have seen my I did 6 loaves of sourdough bread, and then I made my sourdough snowflake cinnamon bread. It's one of those things. And so I did post up a picture a couple of days ago to kind of promote the video coming out. So I was doing those 2 simultaneously over the 3 days and that. So yes, editing is all of our nemesis. And none of us are at a level where we go, oh, I'm just going to hire out and I'm just going to send my video clips and have someone else do it. And when I think about it, when I videotape and I look at what I have to send that to someone, I would be like, oh no, I have to clean it up before I could send it. I would be too embarrassed because there's a lot of times I'm standing there just staring off into the space, and then I say whatever I'm going to say. And one little thing about my videos, I don't know if it would be noticeable, to you all, but I'll say something and I'll screw up the words, and I'm trying to learn to talk a little bit slower. So I'm talking nice and slow, and then I screw up the words. So then I go and I try to say it again. I'm talking really slow, and then the third time I go, I'm talking really slow, and now I'm really saying it fast. And it's like, that's the one I have to take because I'm not paying attention that I keep speeding up as I'm saying it. And to send that to someone, an editor, they'd be like, oh my gosh, this woman needs to get better filming skills for herself. So, oh, well, oh yeah, thank you, Nicole. Yes, it was really great. And a friend of mine, we had her birthday party last night, and so I brought that for dessert. So we had that for dessert, and then they had it for breakfast this morning, and so it was very, very good. And that, so thanks, Barry, I appreciate that. But the nightmare that goes on in my head and while I'm editing, and the frustration when I delete something, so I make editing hard for myself because I talk too much. See, one more reason why we are sisters from another mister. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I talk too much and I do weird faces, and I've stopped it now, but one of the things that I would do is I would, when I was thinking, I would do this weird thing with my jaw. It was like, what the heck is that? And my other one is, I do that a lot. And it's like, when I'm talking, I don't do that sound, but when I'm videotaping, it's that some sort of real weird clicking. Oh, hey, dear. Nice to have you in. Thanks for coming in. Oh, look at your beautiful tomatoes on your picture. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. Oh, Hey, hey, South Florida sunshine. Great to see you. I know I've been kind of MIA again just because I'm putting together this video that I think when I first started it, um, when I loaded it all into the computer, I think it was 2 hours long. Now that was because I had actually duplicated, because I'm taking from two different cameras, and so it was longer. But I think it was about an hour, and it was like, okay, I got to pare this puppy down, and it's just like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So um, anyway, oh, this was from a few pictures. Was an awesome year. Oh, to marigolds. Yes. I watch a couple channels that do that sound. It sounds like they're kissing before they speak. It's coming from guys. Wow. Wow. Yeah. No, mine is just, and the other thing I say almost at the start of every phrase is so. So I'll do that sound. So. And it's like, stop clicking and stop saying so, Maureen. Hey, Skanes girl, I've never met you before. Thanks for coming in. I'll have to go and have a look at your channel and put it up here so that I have a chance to go and look at it. Oops, I should put YouTube in there. Thanks for coming in. Just so that I don't forget. Oh, there. Nope, I'm not seeing it. Nope, I'm not seeing your channel there, darling. Oh, this is you too. You have what are you also doing there, Janet? Oh, yes. Yes, and I think they did a chat this today or yesterday. Such a great channel and so uh powerful and moving. Life Done Free, they are a great channel. So, oh, hey there, Mama Owl. Thanks for coming in. Really appreciate you hanging out with us here. Oops, I almost left the studio. I don't want to do that. So I am going to put the link. Oh, at Janet, you say so at all your sentences, but that's not how we talk, is it? No, no, no. We're not saying so when we're just having conversations, but it does seem to happen. So it's like, oh my gosh. There, I'm going to put the link up. So if anybody wants to come up and chit chat with me, I think I put the title to go connecting community and catch up, because the connecting is so important. And when we are connected in a community, there you've got that support that you really, really need when things are, kind of blowing up or just you're discouraged. I know for the last little bit, it's like it's been hard for me to go outside. So, okay, I hear you, darling. So if when you get back, if you get him down, then you can pop in. Thanks, Q. I'm glad that you're here hanging out. I appreciate that. And so back to mine, it's like there's still stuff to do out there. There's still plants that would like to be fed and watered. And I just don't have the energy to go and deal with them. But I'm super grateful because it's like it rained, started raining this morning. It was like, yes, I don't have to go out and water, and it's actually going to rain for the next few days. So I'm super super happy that. Yes, the So it's like click. So I should just do a video of just the clips of me going so over and over and over again, and then my weird with my mouth, whatever I do. So anyway, oh yes, you're on the phone. That's okay. Thanks, Robert. I'm okay with that. Oh no. Oh, your tomatoes are all already done. I still have tomatoes going strong. My oldest kidult, she when I was away, she made 11 quarts of salsa with a couple of friends of ours, and then sin- and then so then we've been picking them if they're ripened, and then I just stick them in the freezer. And I don't know if you know about the trick about when you're if you want to bulk freeze, because you're just picking, maybe 10 or so tomatoes, is to take your tomato and put a little X at the bottom of it, like wash it, put an X, and then put it in your freezer bag. Then when it comes time to peel them, if you need to peel them, the peels just slip right off. So anyway, oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen somebody else that has done the blooper reels, and theirs were funny. It would be like she'd go to sit down and she'd fall off of something and by accident. But I'm finding, I find that my blooper reels, I don't know that how funny they would be. It's usually just me just chastising myself. Oh, Maureen, oh, it's like, oh, that's a mess back there. Change the camera. That's about how mine are. So, oops, no, I didn't mean to put that one up there. Yes, it rained here a few days ago and raining now. Loving not having to water, but at the same time, the garden is just going along, all along. I'm DONE. Yes, yeah. So you still have tomatoes? Oh, and they're just really getting going. Wow. Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait here for you, Barry. I can play some, elevator music while you go get your hoodie. Now, every time I say so in a video, I'm going to think of you and crack up. Yeah, I think I'm working on. I forget how big what the um, size of the bag, but they're about this long, this wide, and I'm working on number 3 right now. But my third oldest adult, she just made a roasted tomato cream soup, basil cream soup last night, so we got to have some of them go. Yeah, kidult is an awesome word. My kidults, 4 of them are in their 30s and one is in their late 20s, and so they're still my kids, but they're like freaking adults. So I can't just call them kids. So I started calling them kidults. Been doing that for a few years. I also call them you people, which they get offended with, and they go, "What do you mean you people?" And it's like, "Well, you people are my people." So it's like you people. So when I call you people, I said, well, I don't know what you people are doing. What do you mean, you people? You people are my people. So they just accept it. Yeah. My bloopers are mainly swearing at myself. Yes. Don't worry, I'm a so and an ummer too. Yeah, maybe we should do a collaboration of everybody that has so. Oh, yes. Don't forget to save the peel and dehydrate them for tomato powder. Very good, Mama Owl. For us here, I have this wickedly super high blender that, well, it's a grinder and everything. And I actually get to put everything into when I'm making ketchup or when I'm making tomato sauce. I can put all the peels, everything into it, and it just blends it out. No seeds, no nothing. It's just wonderful. So, you look too young. Thanks. Well, if you would have saw me when I was like 35, or no, not 35, 25. When you saw me, I think, or no, I was 28. I was 28 when I had the 5th child, and I looked like death warmed over. Like I had 5 kids in 6.5 years. Bing, 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 bing. I wanted a big family, wanted them close together. I did exactly that. But you look at pictures of me, holding baby, and it's like, smile. And then when I hit 35, it was when I realized that what was I thinking having this many children? I am such a self-centered person. Why on earth would you have a whole bunch of people that are trying to be more self-absorbed than you? And then I started to get looking younger, and it just kind of, it was like the Benjamin Button effect. I started to look younger at 35 and that, and now I'm starting to look a little older. So, you know, I'm in my I'm heading into my 60s, and you know, there's some gray hair and stuff like that. Oh, and then people go, you don't have any wrinkles, and it's like, no, it's because I'm fat. If you're fat, you fill out the wrinkles. So it's like, this keeps me looking young. So I need to go eat some more food. Oh, hey J3Gs, thanks for coming in. Oh, you've got an old kidult too. That's my youngest is 28. My youngest baby boy. Okay, your kidults are older than. Yes, you were a young ma. Oh yeah, see, we all have old kids. Yes, I do have a baby. Oh, hey, Black Guns and Gardens, thanks for coming in. Oh, thanks, Tian Bushcrafter. Thanks for coming in. All right, I'm assuming you were meaning about me, not someone else in the chat. If it is for someone else, I'll let them know, but I'll take the compliment to start. So, anyway, I'm going to just put that up again because it's been a while. And there we go. So if anybody wants to come up, you can click on the link and come up and chat. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to, as long as, you know, I know who you are. Then that's the only thing. So, oh, thank you. Of course that we have the velvet painting. I can't throw that out. I go up there and I just, every so often, you know, when I was a little kid, we actually had my mom. I felt that we were pretty high class because she'd gotten this bamboo wallpaper, but back when wallpaper was like you wallpapered every room, and it was velvet bamboo, and I just thought we were moving on up in the world because you know, touch that bamboo wallpaper and it was like, ooh. So yep. Anyway, so I know, like, we all live in different time zones and different climates and different growing zones, and I have heard some of you say, yeah, that's all done, this is all done, that's just, you know, getting going. And Janet was saying her tomatoes were just getting going. Mine are still hopping. Like, I'm in zone 9B, but I am up in Canada, but I'm in what's called the Hawaii of Canada, and I don't really know why, because I've never looked it up, and I just go because we have palm trees. Well, I have some, or no, it's not a palm tree I have, but it kind of looks like a palm tree. It's a japonica. So, and so, you know, you do see palm trees in other places. So I don't know if it's just that we have that a real temperate type of weather here. So we can grow quite a few things and start fairly early and go, like, my first frost date, I think it's not until November. I think it's in November. But my first frost date is usually third week of April. You know, but we've had some real warm Februarys where it was like, you know, startup things and whatnot. Yes, it was super fancy, and I thought I was super fancy, and I started talking like a British person, you know, a little bit posh, you know, up in Prince George, where, you know, it's a mill town, but we were fancy. You're in 6B. Yeah. That's yeah, I think you said where you were from, or I can't remember if you said where you were from or what your area is. Um, but yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that because I'm trying to actually do the math in my head. Is it, is it 6 is lower? Like, do we want to have a higher one, a higher number or a lower number? I can't remember which one it is. So, oh, Pennsylvania. Okay. Yes, they are. Um, but I think because I'm here on the island, um, and it's like I like, if you look at the Canadian American border, I kind of hang down below where our border is. So like I'm right across from Washington State. But the interesting thing is that like the Olympic Mountains, well, actually they're that way. So that it's that way for Washington. So the Olympic Mountains, they come up, and what happens is the air pressure goes up and over the mountains and smashes down into Vancouver. So they get all the rain and all the snow, where we kind of get protected. So we don't have as much rain as Vancouver. We don't have as much snow as Vancouver. Like we might get a week of it. It's like, here's some snow, and then no, now it's gone. We're back to green grass all winter long. So I don't know if it is something to do with just that, the high air pressure going up over the mountains. So I don't know. Mhm. Oh, skeins. I'm just getting the land ready to plant. Been trying to start gardening for a year now. Between the heat and the lack of rain, it's probably a good thing I wasn't successful. Oh, you're okay. So cool. Very, very good. 7A, 7AB8. It's hormonal here. Hey, Sheed, we here. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Used to live in Olympia, Washington. Oh, cool. Oh, yes, the north end of this island is cold. It is. Anywhere where you're near the water, though, it is very, very cold because it's damp all the flipping time and that. So, yeah. And I'm just gonna go back up here because I think, yeah, I saw. Woo! I'm still going full speed planting here near Houston, 8B9A. We're still 90s during the day and 75 at night. No, that's pretty good. But yes, it's steamy. But that's very cool. Um, you know, I am attempting to grow through the winter. I almost think that my summer is that zone 9B, but I would think my winter is probably a different zone. It's still not, I wouldn't call it a zone 9. I would maybe think it's a little cooler. So, yeah. You have a good friend in Houston. The heat has been brutal. Yes. I've been, listening to people's lives, and it's like I don't know how anybody functions in some of those numbers once you're hitting those triple digits and stuff. Like it's like don't go out. Not going out. So yeah, it is a pretty magical place, and it is a pretty great climate for the most part. My or two negative things is that the ferry is extremely expensive. So it's an hour and a half for me to go down to Port Angeles into Washington, and or an hour and a half to go to Vancouver. And for me to go both ways, it cost me $180 with my truck. And so you go, $200 to go to either of these places. So that's one of the negatives about it. Another negative that I have, but it's not the whole island. It's that we're basically a rock, and most houses when they're being built, it's all blasting and jackhammering because there is no soil. There is lots of beautiful soil areas, planting areas, farm fields. There is the little valleys and stuff like that. But it's that rock. It's the fact that we literally live on a rock, and I would just prefer to have more flat ground. So anyway, yes, it was the worst summer ever for many of you in the States. And then for I don't know how far it came over on the west side, but I know on the east side, us Canadians were just messing with the smoke in the air, and wrecking all your lungs, which I apologize for. you know, so what are you? We are 2-9 in the 90s, but Texas, you know, they get those triple zones. Yeah, yeah. Anyway. Oh, don't worry about it, Q. I'm glad that you're just hanging out, and it's lovely to have you hanging out and whatnot. So, oh, he's just having his treatment. All right. Well, I'm hoping that you'll be able to pop in. You know, I don't know how long I'll be up here, but you know, depends on you know, how much blathering you want to listen to me do. Anyway, back to connecting and community. I know that the Shed Wars Global Gardening and Homesteading Community, that has been a fantastic one. J3G's, you know, I hang out once in a blue moon over on their live. Again, just a really great supportive community. And up until, I think it was probably about March, you know, I was making my videos and I had no idea that there were all these different communities. And then the newest one, which I'm not going to remember the name of it, Skane's Girl, you mentioned their name. I think it's Life Lived Free, or no, it's not that. You'll put it up in there, I'm sure. But you know, you pop into these communities and you learn stuff, you get encouragement, you encourage others, which, you know, it always just feels good to when you hear somebody's, you know, struggling with something or needs a recipe, and you can just go, hey, you know, there's this, or, you know, an idea of how to fix something, you know, or like Mama Al said, you know, save your peels and dry them and make your tomato powder. And it's like, it's such a great thing to have, a supportive community that are cheering you on, even though you go, we never physically meet, you know, we meet in these lives, and, you know, and that basically is it. But having communities, it was like a breath of fresh air, and it gave me kind of this, you know, kind of oomph back in March, to know that there are people that are, you know, rooting for me, and also that I can root for as well. So I just really, really appreciate it. So, oh, so that's why you made the mistake of starting a recipe I'm experimenting with earlier, but my meat was still frozen hard. Oh, so you've got to kind of tend to that. Life Done Right. I'm not sure if that was the one. Anyway, and so I do, you know, I'm just finding that when you do find yourself in a community of people, that that there just is that great support, and to make those connections. And, you know, I know that at times where, you know, with our group, we have a small core of us that we're in a community chat on Facebook, and if somebody, you know, if we haven't seen them for a couple of days, everybody goes, hey, does anybody know, you know, have you heard from? And I just absolutely love that, you know, if you go MIA, there is people that are going, hey, haven't seen or heard from him for a while, and they'll go find you, which I just appreciate, you know, and it could be someone's just busy with whatever, but you got, you know, people have got their ear to the ground listening to each other's heartbeat, even though we're millions of miles away from each other, which I think is pretty darn cool. Ah, Life Done Free. It is. There you go. Like, I'm not sure what it was with Tag and B. I love Tag's story. He's got an amazing story, and what he is creating in his own community is just incredible. And, you know, when I watch their lives, I'm mostly just going, wow, wow, and listening in the background. So, but anyway, yeah. So thanks for bringing that up again. So, yeah. They are like family. And I get and it's it's weird because I'll be sitting at the table and I'll say, "Oh, you know what Q said today?" And my kidults will look at me and go, "Q, mom?" "Oh, and it's like Homestead Aquarius said, it's like these are all my friends, these are all my best friends." And I act like my kids know who I'm talking about, but yeah. Oh, you met him this year, and we'll be seeing him again the first week of October at the Midwest Preparedness Project. They do have an amazing story. I agree. And I have joined their other little community. And I don't know if it's also called Life Done Free, where they have a separate community off of Facebook, almost like what is that one? Oh, I'm just blowing some blood vessels right there, trying to think of Justin Rhodes. They have their own kind of little network. It seems that Tag and whoever the community is, they have their own little network, and it's almost like a pseudo kind of Facebook group. So yeah, it's great. Yeah. What are you saying here, South Florida Sunshine? I love some of the ASMR gardening channels because with my life, it's not possible. Like other mamas in my shoes. Yes. Yeah. You got your, oh yes, freesteading. That's exactly it. Thank you. As you can see, it's like my brain has been on editing mode. Yeah, they've got a really great group. I haven't played around in freesteading for much, but yes. Yeah, I agree, Mama Owl. Yes, I'm beyond thankful for all my YouTube family. Yeah, it's Mama Owl's story and her husband Junior. They've had some medical things going wrong this past year, and the community world, the homesteading community world, has come around and really just supported, and financially with prayers, and it's just. It's one of those things where you go, so when is the day that we all get together so we can all just actually go and give each other a big old hug? So I don't know what it actually stands for, the ASMR, like what those actually are, but it's to do with, it's the sound. So people that, they'll do things where they'll do something and they'll make sounds, or there's sounds of them eating, that sort of thing. Yeah. Yeah. My girls know a lot of my YouTube friends. They love Miss Carol, Mr. Robert, and you are the prettiest singing farmer lady. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate your girls. Aw. Nice. That's fantastic. Yeah, it is. It's really great. You get your family support. Oh, here we go. Of course, Nicole. Of course, you would just have my back. This term refers to a tingling sensation, often accompanied by a calming, pleasurable feeling. But it's all done with the sounds. So people will put on ASMR videos of people just making sounds. And if you watch the video, sometimes it's more hilarious to watch the video. Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks, Gear. You got it there too. I just can't say the first word. I'm going to try to say it. I'm just going to screw it up. So it's like, nope, don't even try to embarrass yourself by trying to say it out loud. So anyway, yeah, I've just watched a couple of videos where they're showing it was these Australian firefighters, but they have this beautiful thin model, and she's showing the Bentley, and she's got the microphone, and she'll hit whatever it is, and she'll go, Bentley, and then it flashes over to the fire truck guys, and they'll hit their fire truck and go, fire truck. It was absolutely hilarious. I have sent it to a few of my homesteading friends, because you go, some days you just need to have a good laugh, so Anyway, seems that everybody's just having a little bit of chat in the um, a little bit of chat to each other. Yes, the one with the mom in a minivan, and I think that one was Mercedes, and the girl, you know, she's in an accident, so she go Mercedes, and then there would be the mom, you know, the soccer mom, who would, you know, hair all disheveled, and then she'd go minivan, like to have an accent as well. And one point the model is showing the interior of the Mercedes, and then when it flashes over to the soccer mom, you see her side door open and she's pulling the shoes out. Minivan. So they were hilarious. So, oh, that's interesting. My Essie loves hearing the cars running over things and weird things being flushed down the toilet. Not something, you know, the driving over is one thing, but you know, you go, I don't need my toilet plugged. I will say in the springtime, one of my favorite things is to walk on you know, those thin bits of ice. I love that sound. And I do like the sound of leaves, walking on leaves and that. Yeah. So, oh, the gardening ASMR don't always give me the tingles, but occasionally they do. Hearing someone rhythmically shoveling gravel is relaxing. I could understand that. So yes, yeah, they are pretty hilarious if you can find them. They were on the file, and they even go file talk. They're on. I found that one on TikTok, but the soccer mom one, that one was on Instagram. So yeah, yes, they are pretty hilarious when you just need to have a good simple chuckle. Yeah. Unless you're the one shoveling the gravel. Amen. Amen, sister. Amen. Then no, I'm not interested in listening. Yeah. Oh, where they pour things into it. Oh, yeah, that's very cool. uh, oh, sorry. Hang on. Mm-hmm. Yes, I know that Essie is severely autistic, so the YouTube of weird things in the toilet has caused problems. I can imagine. And it's like, you know, you just can watch it, but you can't go and try it out. We can watch things, but not do it. So, yeah. That's why you're relaxed, hey, South Florida sunshine. Yeah, very cute. Anyway, and so I did hear some people talk about, you know, their tomatoes and where they are in gardening. Have you all started kind of doing that thought process or writing down, planning out what you're doing next year? And do you write it down? I'd love to know. Hey, CC Texas Garden, thanks for coming in. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I'm the same as you. It's like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, Maureen. Go to sleep. And if one of my adults send me something and then I laugh at it, then I get a text from them saying, go to sleep. So again, my question to all of you is, do you write it down what you're planning for next year, or do you fly by the seat of your pants? Last year, I just, instead of writing it down, because I would lose the notebook, I just know that I would lose the notebook because I have like too many notebooks where it's like one page is being used. So I figured having my video, if I videotaped myself what I was planning, that would help, which it did. So, oh, hey there, Nikki. Thanks for coming in. You have to write things down. Yeah. Let me just see. I do write it down. I draw it, but I don't stick to that plan. So no idea why I do. Oh, but some of it is going to be in your head, right? You are going to remember some of it. So I bought a garden journal. Just need to break it out and use it. Yeah. See, my thing would be bought a garden journal. Don't know where it is. Like I hide stuff on myself so well all the time. I have a gardening journal and it's as empty as my son's baby book. I have no discipline. Amen, sister. Amen. Hey, Big B. Thanks for coming in. You like to print out a calendar and write up on that. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That is fantastic. I would love that. Would I write on it? I don't know, but that would be a good way to do it. I agree. Nicole, I always start out with good intentions, then life seems to get in the way. And Q says, I write it down and have it perfect on paper, and then, well, reality happens. Exactly. Yeah, well, that's why I thought last year, it's like, Maureen, make yourself a video to remind yourself what you want and where you want things. So, and then what does Mama Al say? Get the seeds and plant it out here as long as the weather holds up. That is a good idea, Big B. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I don't know if I have any moderators that could put some of the people's links into the chat box. So anyway, back to my doing the video. That seemed to work for me really, really, really well. But like I didn't stick to exactly. I just knew the things where you go, that worked, do that, don't do that, or don't do that there. Try it somewhere else. But I will say that I kind of overdid it with a lot of stuff this year. So, and hey, Richmond Place Homestead, thanks for coming in. I fly by the seat of my pants normally, but this year I started journaling because of all my garden fails. Very good. Very good. So, and Gear says, I go through what I have, write down what I want to grow, what I have, and then write down the new stuff that I want to try. Then determine what I really have room for, order the seeds, and that's what I grow. That's pretty good. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Mama Al. I appreciate that. Putting up some of the links to people. Dry erase boards. I have several, one for long-term projects and one for the day or weekend. That's amazing. That is fabulous. And South Florida Sunshine. I will be planting lots of mustard and French marigolds for the root knot nematodes. Is that something that's going to be able to get rid of them if you plant those? Oh, thank you, Mama Al. I appreciate that. Gear says, skip my link. Nah, not skipping you, buddy. And Q, you're going back to keeping the seasoned eggplant puree safe in the meatloaf. You got extra little hands that might just help. Anyway, I did find so two things that I seem to struggle with this year was the bees, the lack of bees. So things weren't getting pollinated, and I'm just going to throw that up there. Thanks, South Florida Sunshine. So yes, the roots give off chemicals that kill them. So that is awesome. So a lot of weird cross-pollinating went on in my garden, and I'm sort of okay with that. But it's like I had, I think, four or five varieties of squashes out in my front yard, and so there was a lot of cross-pollinating just because of the lack of bees. We got, it was like super hot, and then we got this little stint of cold, and then it got warm again. And so I think it just kind of got off balance. Like I'll usually get one or two, but you know, I'm planning to do to pick my carnival squash and do a video on that. And I think the carnival, I think there's going to be 4 different looks to my carnival squash. I've never grown them before. This was my first year. And so I have 4 completely different looks to this carnival squash. So anyway. Oh, Sweet Thumb. Oh, thanks. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. Plant basil. Bees love when they go to seed. My problem with that is that basil, I can't let it go to seed because I love to eat it way too much. So, oh, so good. I'm glad Sweet Thumb, you know some of the friends in here, so that's awesome. That's great. Thanks for coming in and hanging out. I'm just blathering along about things. So anyway, Mama Owl's keeping on top of everybody, and that's kind of why I wanted the Nightbot. But I haven't figured out how to set it up, as I said, so that it will allow people to put their own links in there. Because I would really like that if I'm doing a live that, you know, we're all supporting one another and letting each other know who we are, and to come on over to each other's channels. I think it's a really great thing to find one another, and so this would be a good opportunity. So yeah, so the varieties of squashes, I think it was like there was probably over 40 plants in my boulevard, not including all the melons. And my melons didn't do well this year. You know, I have no idea why, but those are things that I'm still going to want to plant again next year. But I think I might just simmer down the carnival squash. That plant was the most prolific of all of my squashes. It just literally took over, and I would trim off some of the leaves, and then it would just take over again. And you know, I haven't done a total of the weight of the squashes that came in, but I'm grateful to have all these different types of squashes, because it's like this is food that just lasts for, you know, almost a year with most of the squashes, most of the winter squashes. And so like tonight we just did, it was I think 3 different squashes that we put, my daughter made kind of a Middle Eastern squash soup that was absolutely delish. And so you go, here is, you know, this is sustaining food. And we did one of the sugar pumpkins for the first time today. She roasted one of them, and when this was our first time my first time to grow it, and it's my first time to taste it. So the little sugar pumpkins, and as I tasted it, I went, that is awesome right there for baby food. You know, you go in this little pumpkin, because it already had, once you roasted it, it was smooth and creamy. It was just fantastic. And I went, that's something that you got to keep growing, because when you need to have some homemade baby food, you know, it's like, let's have things like that and that. So okay. You may be able to grow a bit of basil. Oh, thanks, Mama Owl. I really appreciate that. You know, eventually I will figure out that you know, the Nightbot, and hopefully it'll, you know, be able to put up people's links. So Little House Happy Home, I'm new to all this, but I'm learning so much through channels such as yours. I appreciate y'all. Oh, thank you so very much. You know, I appreciate that. You know, and that is the thing. The supportive community, you as you grow, you know, as you grow, and you learn just so much. Like Mama Owl here, she is I don't know, you know, it's like, I don't know what she can't do, but if you want to understand, you know, medicinal plants and how to make tinctures, and her channel has got it all. And then, you know, you get some good cooking videos, but you also get some good growing videos. But when you go, okay, we need to learn different foraging of what's out there on what you can, take for yourself for health and healing, rather than using the pharmaceuticals, rather than, you know, um, going with Western medicine. You can look at these things, not that none of us are doctors, but when you go, I would like to try to find something that is a little bit more natural for helping heal and protect my health. Old Ways Gardening and Prepping with Mama Owl she's got a fantastic channel, and it's like everything and anything that you can think of will be on there. And I know it's like, she's our kind of our go-to girl. I always go, I wonder about that. And I go, oh, I'll just ask Mama Owl. Oh, sorry, sweet thumb. I know it says, I think this is, you put up a whole bunch of emoticons. And so this Nightbot, I have to figure out how to turn that specific thing off. So, sorry about that. But anyway, you haven't spammed. This is my first time with the Nightbot. Yeah, my Nightbot boyfriend, he's not so good. He's just a little bit tense or whatever. The carnival squashes looked great. Yeah, thanks. Some of them are like they're crazy looking. Like it is, I forget what it's, maybe one of you guys know in the chat about the carnival was crossed with an acorn, and I forget the other one, and the other one isn't as sweet, I think, and so that's why they crossed it with the acorn and came up with this carnival, and it ends up having these wonderful crazy colors on it. Well, I've got one of my carnival squashes looks like an acorn. One of my carnival squashes looks like it doesn't look like a pumpkin, but it is shaped like a pumpkin and orange. So yeah, they don't like any more than 3 emojis, unfortunately. Okay, so spam away with 2. No. So you can turn it off for the most part. Yeah. What is Maureen? How is the process of getting back? You know what? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the stress of that. Yeah, I haven't quite gotten into the routine, just because this last the video for, I don't know if you were in here, Janet, the video for the sourdough September 2023, that video it's a very long and a beast of a video, because I was using multiple cameras, so it's taking me a lot longer to edit. So anyway, that's what's going on with that. Let me just catch up with the chat here. So you are very welcome, Mama Owl. You are an amazing woman. So yeah, thank you for checking her out. And yes, I will. Oh, there you go. Connection. I think it's acorn and a delicata squash. I think you could be right. I think it wasn't something that was super familiar to me. So I think you're right with what a carnival squash is, but somebody might look that up. Anyway. All good. Awesome. Thank you. Again, it's like, this is the beauty of hanging out in a chat, is getting encouragement to connect with one another. Sometimes I wish there was a way to connect with people, to email them. Oh no, I guess there is when you're with a YouTube. I think you can go and look up on their about page. So anyway, awesome. Yeah, you're okay. See, Big B, you put on 2 emoticons, and nobody spammed you, told you we were spamming. So I think it is 2. So hey, Mike's Chaotic Gardening, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. And oh, you are most welcome, Mama Owl. And Richmond's Place Homestead, I'm planning on growing lots of winter squash next year. Yeah, I don't, you know, I planted, you plant your starts and then you go, I don't know what's going to take and what's not. And then when they all of my starts did well, it was like, well, I got to put them into ground. And so when I'm pulling in the harvest and putting things into my larder, it's like, I'm just looking at, I'm looking at the prices of things in the grocery store. And then I'm looking at, okay, let's come up with some very creative ways of using our squash. Like, one of our favorites is pumpkin sage ravioli. Well, we can make a whole bunch of those and freeze the raviolis. That will be absolutely delish. And of course pies for the pumpkins and things like that. Yeah. Oh, what is this? Okay, what are you doing now, Barry? Like, why are you going to tick off my Nightbot boyfriend? Don't do that. Oh, okay. Good night, Maureen. We'll be in the chat maybe later, trying to get M settled down, listening for our gate making noise. Okay. You take care, darling. Our hearts are with you as you settle your wee one. Did they actually, Barry, did it block you? I just wanted to see, because so far you seem to be okay. I didn't see if you put anything else up in the chat. So Big B wants to know what zone you're all in. 6B for him. I am 9B. Good night, South Florida sunshine. Mwah. Big loves to you. Okay, here comes Mama. You guys all let me know what your zones are. Baked pumpkin stuffed with cranberry rice pudding video coming soon. Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah. I think it grabbed Barry. I think it grabbed on to someone else. So I think, it was doing somebody else. So 4A Minnesota. Woohoo! Little house, happy home. Oh, let me just grab up here. Notice seeds from zone close to yours seem to be doing great. 8B for J3Gs. Sweet Thumb, zone 8A. Little house, happy home, 6B. And Skeins Girl, 8A. And I love Mama Owl's hormonal 7A, B, 8. A whole little plethora of zones. I know there's I think there's someone in northern Canada. I think he's in Ontario that I watch. I think it's my northern farm, and his name is Jason, and he's got like a 2, and it was like, it's like, yeah, frost just stopped in June, and he gets this little short window. It's kind of like JT Jr. Yeah, JT Jr. up in Alaska, and JT Jr. Yeah, whatever. I probably got it right or wrong. Anyway, up in Alaska, like their growing season is so short, and so a lot of it's being done indoors with hydroponics or, that sort of thing. And those guys are just giving her. This My Northern Farm, Jason, it was like, I just saw his, he just did a squash video and he's dehydrating, grinding it into flour. And it was just the amount of squashes that he had was absolutely incredible. And you go, I have no excuse. I have a growing season. I can't even imagine like how many. I'd love to know how many pounds of squash that all the zucchini, the zucchini pumpkins, crookneck squash, patty pans, Hubbard squash, all the different kinds was it was just amazing. Oh yeah. Nice. I don't know if I put yours up, Richmond. 6A. She said it's all because of the river. Yeah. 2. Oh, yeah. GT Junior. I'm just going JT. GT Junior. Thank you, J3Gs. Yes. 4. 4 Alaska. JT Junior. GT Junior. Sorry, I've got, let me just stop so you don't hear me chew. Don't need to hear me chew ice. Yeah, and you know, he's got such an amazing setup that he's built himself. And with him, he's just got when I'm on his lives, it's just like nothing's gonna stop me. It's like he's just got such vigor for life and just going forward and growing and trying to, you know, come up with that sustainability and self-preservation for him and his family. And it's like he's taking it like seriously. So it's awesome. So he's another good one to check out. But some of those weeds, though, if you go and you check out Mama Owl or even Janet at Almost Homesteading, you'll find that some of those weeds are actually probably super duper healthy and medicinal, and you actually want to, you know, pick them. But I agree with you. I do grow some of the most beautiful weeds. Mine are fed so well with my poo-poo juice along with my other plants. So, all right. Thanks so much for coming in, Janet. I appreciate you hanging out. Take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. Yeah. 8A with no rain is rough. Can water, but you can't miss a day. That is true. That is very, very true. I'm wondering though, are you using different styles of mulch to kind of help with helping to sustain some of the moisture in, like, you know, stacks of trying to use straw or the wood chips or things like that? I know that for myself, the hot spell that we had, which was nothing like most of you in the States had, it was pretty it was pretty hot out there. But because I grow in straw bales, it really, really keeps that moisture in, so I'm not having to water every single day. Yes, weeds are often nutritious and sometimes delicious. Almost nothing survives if I try to grow indoors. All right, thanks, Nicole, for coming in. You guys do check out that crazy little lady. She is so fabulous to watch. Hey! Were you hearing me say your name wrong, GT Junior? How many times I was saying your name wrong? Was like, oh, I kept saying JT, but everybody corrected me. So yeah, there's GT Junior, and you know, I just want to say, brother, you are such an inspiration with such a short growing season, and just the fact that you've just got a vision and a goal. And when I'm watching your lives, you can see that vision and goal, and it's like nothing is going to take away that vision. It's like something might come in the way, but I know that, you know, as something comes in the way, you're going to be looking over the horizon. No, but that's my vision. I'm going to be, you know, self-sufficient, self-sustaining for me and my family. And so I just really appreciate who you are and what you do, brother. What do we do about wildlife? Rabbits and to bear, the deer are so destructive. Right. So we here on Vancouver Island, deer and rabbits are the ones that are the most effective for us here. In my front, I've got kind of 3 areas of my yard. So I have my front boulevard, then we have what's called the mid yard, and then the back. So my front boulevard is where I do the biggest amount of my growing. So they don't go after my squashes. I know some people have said the deers go after their squash leaves, but the deer here don't like they must be bougie deer, or I don't know, they don't want to eat that. So anything in my front yard is things that are not that deer don't tend to eat. So my garlic, my potatoes, they might eat a little bit of the top. I do my yeah, said garlic, ginger, and the turmeric are all grown in the front. All the squashes, the melons. What else did I have out there? That was different. Oh, my fartichokes, or the Jerusalem artichokes, my grapes, and I think that's it. So anything that was lettuce, tomatoes, everything, that's all grown in my backyard, which because we have a dog and we have chickens and there's movement, they could go in the evening, hop the fence and eat things, but doesn't seem that they do that. So so you, sweet them, I actually let everything go this summer. Not enough moisture anywhere yet to start back without watching it daily. Yeah, Mama Owl. That's good. You are most welcome, brother. You are most welcome. Billy Bone sauce from Perma Pasture Farm for deer. Sweet Thumbs says, little how what do y'all do about wildlife? Eat. Yeah. Yeah, so for myself, it's where what I'm growing is we did have, oh, just let me back that up. So I did have bunnies in my potato patch. They were born there, but because I was disturbing the soil or the straw that they're grown in, that's when they kind of moved on, the little baby bunnies. They were so cute. Like, I would have loved to have caught them. But for the most part, I don't I haven't had any issues. Last year, though, because in my backyard, I have a building back there, and that was my studio where I used to teach voice lessons in, and so now it's converted into a greenhouse. And somehow I got a rat colony up inside and behind. And so last year in my backyard, I think I got one sprig of broccoli about this big. You'd see the tomatoes starting to blush, you turn it around, and it was all chewed up. And so we did get a fair amount of tomatoes, but then I just went on a rat killing rampage. I don't know if those are trigger words that I shouldn't really be saying, but somebody brought me over really good, just a plastic, it's probably about this big, but it's a clamping rat trap, not the wooden kind. And I caught one that night, and I went out and bought 3 more. And in the month of August, I caught 20 rats. And what I found, yes, this is another good thing, is, growing things like this to stop your deer. But when I was researching about rats, it was like one rat, if you follow its lineage, it's 15,000 rats in a year. Like, that's how you can follow this lineage of how many rats it was. So I looked at in the month of August, I prevented 300,000 rats in my community. And I say, you're welcome to people in my community. But this year, we get the odd rat gets caught or whatever, but it's not like last year, because they're not living in my building, because basically that was their home, and then they'd come out and they go, oh, look at the grocery store Maureen grew for us, let's eat. So because I don't have them living here, they're passing by and they might nibble on something. So it's it's okay. So we do eat the deer and the rabbit when they're in season. Yeah. Oh, yes, the groundhogs were ridiculous this year. I think I saw I think somebody had it on a video, or no, maybe it wasn't a groundhog. Maybe it was something bigger, not something that I see up here in Canada. Of course. I bet you have a recipe to cook the groundhog, which I don't know if I could eat, but if I'm not allowed to go and shop in a grocery store, I can't get any food, well then yes, I'll eat some groundhog too. So, Little House Happy Home, there are some places that let you eliminate pests out of season. Yeah, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm still too new to gardening and homesteading and, you know, what you're um, allowed to do. And Skanes girl, she says, the two stray dogs that adopted me this May have eliminated rabbits, deer, raccoons, although they don't seem to notice the armadillos that are tearing up the backyard. Oh my gosh, that's something I haven't heard in a long time. Someone who's dealing with armadillos. That's kind of cool. Well, not cool for you, but yeah. I need to set rat traps in the shed. It will become my chicken coop. My cousin is taking my dad's old diesel that doesn't run. When he opened the hood, there was a rat in the process of having a baby. Ah! Yeesh. That's terrible. That's There's a groundhog here that is a pain in my backside. The raccoons, the opossums, and the are angels compared to that one groundhog. Wow. Wow. Yeah, but armadillos or possums, just why? We do have raccoons here, and I think there was a family of raccoons when I first bought my house years ago. They would go under my studio. My son, he said, I've watched them. They all just, at the end of their night, come in and crawl underneath, my studio. But they were pulling out some of the styrofoam because it's open, this building, and pulling the styrofoam insulation from the top of it. So then we did close it off and said, nah, you can't live at my house. No, no raccoons, no rats, just chickens and a puppy. So, no thanks. But yeah, I just, I do want to have a farm eventually, and it's like, yeah, get some farm animals and things like, the dog to help, keep things at bay, and get a guard goose and those kinds of things. But I just could not imagine having to deal with an armadillo. So no, thank you, no. Barn cats had helped the whole neighborhood. Ah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, see, I'm allergic to cats, but I will probably have barn cats when I have my when I have my farm. Ooh, oh, I had no idea about that, Mama Owl. Wow, that's crazy stuff. I didn't know that that was still that there was difficulties with leprosy still in this day and age. Like, well, meaning I guess more in North America. I think probably in some countries it's probably still prevalent. But yeah, won't be touching those. Sorry, the ice is in my. I'm gonna chew and mute you so you don't have to listen to me chew. We have fishers here as well. They just released a bunch this spring. Okay, so I do not know what fishers what fishers are. So if anybody can tell me what those are. You just became a new chicken mama. Congratulations! No, that's not Cheryl. You're gonna get. Good luck with that. I love being a chicken mom. I can't wait to have more, because in my district I'm allowed to have 5, and so that's how many I have. And well, one of them, she's a little older, and so she's really a pet, so she's not really a chicken as far as I'm concerned. She's a pet. Release fish for the fishermen. No. So you'll have to explain to us what this means. Little house, happy home. What? No kidding. Wow. And did your mom say Charlie has to go to armadillo heaven. Ah, fishers, little murderous animals. They're in the weasel family. Ah, okay. Yes, another congratulations to you getting chickens. So good. Oh, they do too. Wow. Okay. Okay. Now y'all just making me a little bit worried. But it's like, okay, remember, Maureen, you live up in the, up in Canada here, and you don't have to be worried about armadillos. And yeah, I figured that you said fishers are in the weasel family. Not fishermen, but fishers or whatever they are. But I think you said something about that they released them. They just released a bunch this spring. Why in the heck would they do that? Like, what the heck is up with that? Oh, your mother was screaming at you. Put it down. Armadillos, yes, not weasels. I mean, yeah, yeah. I've never seen a live armadillo. I haven't seen most of the things that you guys all have and you talk about and see and do, and I haven't experienced that. We have a few, because I know we talk about snakes a lot on some of these lives, and I don't think, I'm sure we have some poisonous snakes, but nothing like what's out like there. I have a few of just the gardener snakes and that. Okay. Yeah, just to, here, let me make your life a little bit miserable, right? Right? Mm-hmm. I did wonder if, because it was, our rat population was a little bit ridiculous, and it was, being shared around the whole city. They were noticing, and I just wondered if, wonder if they had a little help. No, I have not seen a cute baby girl holding a dead squirrel. No. I have my theory on why they did it. However, it's best to keep it to myself. Amen, sister. Amen. The two-legged kind, also old ways. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. We all got that. We're all on that same page. Anyway. So, seeing weasels and ferrets hunt. I always have to rewind and slow it down to actually see them. Those things are crazy. Huh. Oh, with this squirrel video, the dad's trying hard not to freak out because it's like, it's a dead squirrel. What kind of germs and things could it have on it? Mama Al? Oh, believe me, I know about the two-leggeds as well. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little bit of, a little bit of messiness out there, right? But anyway, so I think we're getting up to, an hour and 20 minutes. Oh no, do not tell me that. Is it a YouTube video? I wish you could throw the link up here, but actually, I guess I could just look it up later and see. Yeah, that kind of stuff. My mouth says. I'm rurally located. I'm lucky if I am southwest of town instead of northeast. I don't have to deal with bears or panthers. Yeah, I'll look it up later, Mike. Yeah, up in my hometown in kind of central British Columbia here, they have been having a bear epidemic there, and I think they removed 45. Like in the city is I don't know, it's maybe 110,000 people. It's not a big city. And it's just like the bear population was just ridiculous. And uh, people were just freaked out. Because the weather was so great, apples were just prolific. People weren't picking them, so the bears were just going to town throughout the community. And so yeah, that's where I was, visiting my dad, and I was actually picking up the poop before I left from his place, just because. And again, I think I've seen a live bear driving as we're driving by. Like, we've got the moose, the great, and those things are like massively tall. But I'd never seen bear poop, and it was like the mounds were this big. So I'm out there with a big shovel, picking up this bear poop. It's like, wow. So I think on the island, I think we do get the odd. I think we have some cougars and fox. But we're kind of limited because of it being an island. So anyway, but I think we should just close her on down. You guys have heard me rattle on long enough. So I do really appreciate all you coming and hanging out with me here. And I'm hoping, some of the new faces that I haven't heard, I'm going to come and check out your channels. Or if you could, what would make it super easy for me is just to come and look at one of my shorts and write something on there, so that I can come and find you easily enough. So anyway, I wish you guys all a great rest of your evening. Take care, God bless, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Ciao, ciao.